Okay, welcome everybody. This is the Job Talk with Cache Creek Casino and Resort in the Capay Valley. Today we have Lupita Temple, which is one of their recruiting officers for the resort. And she's going to be giving a presentation on the positions they're hiring for, the process to apply for Cache Creek Casino, and some of the interesting rules that go along with working for a tribal nation. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lupita and go forward from there.
I gotta read one more chapter.
Okay. Okay. And are you able to see the screen there, Lupita?
Yes, it's up now. Thank you.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Well, everyone's healthy. Okay, so hi everyone. Thanks for being here today. I'm Lupita with Cache Creek Casino Resort. I am one of the HR recruiters. I've been with the company for a little over 15 years now. So I am here today just to kind of go over our application process, let you guys know a little bit about how to go about applying online, also giving you more information on our tribal gaming agency's background check and their application process and how that goes. Give you some more information on our benefits and some of the great benefits Cache Creek does have and offer to their employees. And just a little bit about some of the opportunities that we currently have available. So go ahead and page forward, Carlos. So currently, you guys might have seen this flyer around, but we are hiring for guest room attendants. What a guest room attendant is basically is a fancy word for housekeeping. We are currently offering a sign-on bonus of $500. That $500 does get paid out to you after completion of a successful 90-day probationary period. We are also offering a sign-on bonus currently to our employees. So, and not a sign-on bonus, referral bonus. And basically anyone that they refer to a guest room attendant position will also receive a $500 bonus once that individual has completed those 90 days. So it's both an offer to our existing employees. Also some really great benefits that come along with being a full-time employee. So that's one other thing to consider when applying to one of these openings. Go ahead, Carlos. A lot of you may wonder where we're located if you've never been out to Cache Creek before. We are just up Highway 16, State Highway 16, just outside of Woodland. You know, just a short 35-minute drive from Woodland. If you decide that you wanted to ride the Yolo bus, we do partner with Yolo bus as well. And that would be about a 45-minute bus ride, just taking into account that they do stop to pick up individuals throughout town. The first stop being the Yolo County Fair Mall, and the last stop being just behind the Rayleigh Shopping Center, just before heading out on Highway 16. So another great benefit about that Yolo bus ride, which I'll mention in the benefits again later, is if you are a Cache Creek employee, you can purchase a Yolo bus pass from Cache Creek as long as you show your employee badge, and we give you a discount. So instead of paying the $90 that Yolo bus currently offers to the community, you would actually purchase that monthly bus pass at $40 a month. Okay, Carlos. So I wanted to let everyone know a little bit about our expansion. I'm sure you've probably heard a little here and there, but some of the renovations as well that we've done. With our expansion, we are adding an additional hotel tower on the south end of the casino. With that, there's going to be an additional 459 hotel rooms. At the base of that tower, we also are including a new event space, event venue, which you can see in the second picture here, renderings of what that is going to look like. So definitely much larger than what you may have remembered Club 88 to be. Which also Club 88 is no longer. We did renovate that space, which is this top photo, and it is now known as Elevate Lounge. So what we've added in that space is this round designed bar with gaming at the countertop. So if you are at the bar, you can still continue to game on touch screen games there. And at the back of that room, we still have a smaller stage where we do invite events. We do have events where we have karaoke, we'll have comedians come out, but definitely smaller shows are happening in that space still, typically on the weekend. Space surrounding it. So more rooms for conferences, for local businesses that want to have conferences, reception space for those that are maybe having a wedding out at Cache Creek. Also, we have a new pool area that has gone in, which is in the front south end of the casino, which used to previously be parking and entrance. We took up some of that space to put in a new pool area. There is also a second gift shop at the base of that new tower. It's smaller than the gift shop that's existing in the casino, but it is a secondary option for those that are on that side of the casino to make purchases. We also added a new sushi restaurant. We are going to be expanding and relocating C Squared Steakhouse, which is our fine dining restaurant. So that has been relocated over to the base of the new tower as well. Renovations that have happened, as I mentioned, Elevate Lounge is now open and operating. This bottom photo on this slide is our spa reception area or lobby area. So the spa was actually renovated back in November. And unfortunately, due to COVID, we did to offer some really amazing spa treatments. And one last thing that we're currently working on, also due to COVID, we had to shut down our harvest buffet. But with that being shut down, it did give us the opportunity to look into renovating and making some updates that will hopefully assist us to be able to reopen that in the future. Okay, Carlos. So I want to go over some of the benefits of being a Cache Creek employee. You know, if I had more space, there would to just stick to those that, you know, I would think people would find more important. So we do offer weekly paychecks. So you get paid weekly when you are a Cache Creek employee. Depending on who you bank with, sometimes you can get your check deposited through direct deposit as early as Thursday. So you won't have to wait for that Friday payday, which is kind of nice. We do offer medical, dental, vision, and prescription coverage to all of our full-time employees. So those usually will kick in 30 days after employment as long as you are a full-time employee. So first of the month following 30 days. Prescription, vision, dental, and medical were all covered under that. We do also offer free on-site flu shots. So we do have a clinic that's going to be coming out to Cache Creek on-site to offer free flu shots to our employees. And we do that year-round. I'm sorry, yearly, not year-round, because you don't need a flu shot year-round. But we do employees explain to people it's more of a restaurant setting, similar to a buffet. We have a little bit of everything. We offer hot meals, we offer a salad bar, we have food that is available to you as well all day long, but you are swiping your employee badge to get 1 hot meal per 8-hour shift. If you do work overtime, we take that into consideration. We do offer a second hot meal. But throughout the day, you don't have to swipe to get the cold food. And that can be anything from like danishes and pastries, sandwiches and salads from the salad bar. We have fountain drinks, coffee machine, frozen yogurt machine, popcorn machine. So there's a lot to offer as far as just a quick snack as well. And all of that is free to you as an employee. You don't have to pay for it. Another really awesome bonus is you don't have to clock out for your lunch. So we actually pay you for your lunch hour. So you do stay clocked in during that time. We offer 401k as well, which is for your retirement. And the casino does actually contribute 4% the first 100 that you put in to your 401k. We offer a gas discount as well at our mini mart to all of our employees. So that is a 15% discount. However, if you do join a carpool where you are riding with 3 or more riders, that discount does go up to 25%. I also mentioned earlier the bus pass, so I want to go ahead and bring that up again because that is important if you are commuting from Woodland. So we do offer the discount on the bus pass. As I mentioned, if you purchase it through Cash Creek and you show your badge at the time of purchase, they give you the discount and you only pay $40 for the month. So promotional opportunities, I'll kind of get into that a little bit when I go into discussing the application process, but there are a lot of promotional opportunities within the departments. And we have paid time off, tuition reimbursement, as long as you are studying within your field. So if you work in HR and you're taking an HR course, finance, and you're doing some type of auditing or finance class, we would reimburse you for those classes as long as you are maintaining a B average. We have an awesome recognition program where we offer our employees, or we not offer, but we do have for our employees a program where you could submit a RICH card. And what RICH, the acronyms for RICH represent for us is respect, integrity, commitment, and humility. So if I see one of my peers going above and beyond their normal work duties, I would fill out a RICH card for them, drop it into our back halls in one of our collection boxes, and we have a committee that reviews those cards, and as long as the criteria is met by the committee, then we would issue that employee 25 points. So each RICH card you receive, whether it be from a peer, from a supervisor or manager, you do get an automatic 25 points if it is from supervisors or managers, but if it's from a peer, it does go to the committee, gets reviewed, and those points get issued, and those points are redeemable at the HR office for prizes. Some of the most popular prizes that we have are Target gift cards, Home Depot, Walmart, iTunes, and then we also offer Cash Creek gift cards, which a lot of people tend to grab those because they use them at the gas station. So get the employee discount on top of it. We have multiple other discounts throughout the years. We have Costco that will come out and offer discounts on memberships. Six Flags will offer discounts on season passes or parking passes. The same when we have the state fair around, they come and offer some really great packages for our employees. We have cell phone company discounts. So various different discounts throughout the years in addition to what we already offer. We also offer short-term, long-term disability, flexible spending accounts, wellness programs. Sometimes we do also offer discounts to gyms. And our EAP program is free to all, and that is automatic from day one that you become an employee. The great thing about our employee assistance program, or EAP, is we offer a lot of free services. So if you need, especially with times like this, any type of mental health counseling or any family member that lives under your roof and you're a covered employee under our benefits package can also utilize those. You get 5 free coaching sessions, either by phone and in person if needed. And it's 5 free sessions per case. So, you know, one time you may go for one thing and then, you know, you get another 5 sessions for different topics. So some really great incentives and also programs that we offer. Harlan? So our online application and our TGA, which is Tribal Gaming Agency applications process. So I want to go ahead and go over the HR application process first, because that is what you would need to do first. So when you're going online to our website to submit an application, for right now, we are asking everybody to go to cashcreek.com versus the jobs.cashcreek.com. Reason being is we are currently experiencing a system outage, so you may have some trouble getting into an application through the jobs link. So if you go directly to cashcreek.com, you can go to our careers section at the bottom of that first page and link yourself over to our careers that way. Some of the important things that I want to make sure everybody remembers is the HR application process. We do ask when you go online to complete that application to make sure you are only creating one account profile. So when you create that initial application, make sure you are saving your username and your password. That's going to be the same username and password that follows you through your entire process. So anytime you go back in to reapply to additional positions or need to go back in and make updates to your resume or application, you're going to want to use that same username and password. Otherwise, you may have to recreate another application, and it just gets really muddled on our end because we don't know which is the most current application. It doesn't indicate and notes on application. So just, you know, be very mindful and careful and making sure that you're saving that information to go back to that same application to update. We want to make sure that you list all your employment history for the last 5 years. I've had plenty of people ask, you know, what if the work that I have is relevant to what I'm applying for, but it wasn't within that last 5 years? What we ask is that you make sure to create a resume if you don't already have one, and doesn't have to be anything formal. You could just as simple as opening up a Word doc and just listing to and from dates, name of the company, what your experience or job title was during that time frame, just to kind of help us see that you did have that additional work history that was relevant to what you applied for. It just wasn't available to us, and we can find it easily on the resume section. So that'll be attached to your profile in addition to the online application. So we will be able to access that. Postings get updated with us every Monday and Thursday afternoon, generally after 2 p.m. So if you do apply on a Monday and by Thursday you go back into our website and you no longer see that position posted, that means we've collected enough qualified applicants. So we've removed it from our website and we're now going through those applicants and contacting them for an interview. Interviews do look a little different for us these days, also due to COVID. So we've been doing our interviews either by phone, if the individual is available or tech savvy enough. We do Zoom calls as well, but most of our process, the way it goes is a recruiter would reach out to you. We have a set of general pre-screening questions that we do go over with you just to cover everything as a general. Once those questions are complete, the recruiter will ask you, if you have the time now, would you like to go ahead and move forward onto interview questions? And if you don't have the time, what we'll do is we'll schedule a future dated interview, so it gives you more time to prepare, and then we'll reach back out to you at that scheduled interview time and conduct the interview. And then of course at that time, we'll also ask, do you prefer it just by phone or by Zoom, depending on your comfort level. Now, getting into the tribal gaming agency process, They are a separate agency from HR. So the Human Resources Office doesn't share information with tribal gaming other than the online application. So the online application you submitted to us for employment, they do receive a copy of it, which is why it's very important to make sure that you're filling out the tribal gaming application thoroughly and that it does mirror whatever information you gave over to Cache Creek as far as work history goes. Sometimes the tribal gaming agency will ask for additional documents. That's typically if you have anything listed under the criminal history section of the application. So if you do have supporting documents that go with that section, I would say make sure to be prepared to provide those during the time of your appointment with tribal gaming. You want to make sure also that you have IDs that are originals. You don't want photocopies, they won't accept them. So we want to make sure on those documents that your first and last name match exactly the same. Meaning if you have a hyphenated last name, the hyphen has to be on all of those original documents. If the hyphen is missing off of one of those documents and you'd prefer to use both last names, then you need to make sure to go to whichever agency or office issued that document to you to get that hyphen added. And one of the most important things, which is an automatic no for us, and we would not be able to license you to work for the casino, is if you have a felony on your record. So felonies are a automatic no for our tribal gaming agency. They will not license you. We have had people in the past that had questions in regards to criminal history, things that might be on their background. The Human Resources Office can't answer those questions. What we do is we just refer you over to the Tribal Gaming Agency to contact them directly and ask those questions. We wouldn't do that before offering the position though. So we would start the process, do the interview, and then if at that time you mention that you might have some concerns, we would provide you the information then and have you contact them directly, and we would just take it from there. Okay, Carly? So that kind of covers most of the information as far as the process with Cache Creek. So thank you guys for listening today. You know, typically I open up the floor to anyone with questions and try to answer those for you. But for now, as I mentioned, if you wanted to submit an application or take a look at any of the other positions that we do have available, as we do have additional openings in our food and beverage departments, culinary. I know we're looking for various types of cooks, our security department, and also our EVS department. So if you wanted to submit an application, you're welcome to go to www.cachecreek.com to submit that application. And you're welcome to follow up anytime on an application as well. So you'll just want to call the Human Resources main line for now and let them know which position you're following up on, and then they will route you to the correct recruiter or provide you that recruiter's contact to contact them directly to follow up on that application.
Yeah, well, thank you, Lupita, for the presentation today. I have a couple of quick questions for you that may come up or tend to be our frequently asked questions.
Sure.
Right now, how are you guys conducting interviews for the hiring process? Are you doing them over the phone, in person, via Zoom?
Yeah, so we're doing a combination of both. As I mentioned during the presentation, there are some individuals that maybe aren't as tech savvy or not as confident or comfortable doing Zoom calls. So what we do is we reach out. If you are a qualified candidate, we would reach out to you by phone and just do a general pre-screening with you, go over some of the general questions that we ask in regards to your availability. You know, do you have reasonable or reliable transportation to and from work? Those types of questions. And then at the end of those, we would then say, okay, we can move on to the interview now. We do have interview questions, but if you're not prepared or you want some more time to prepare, we could reschedule this for a later time. So, you know, at that point, we would see how confident or comfortable they are with computer usage or technology. And we could schedule Zoom if they felt comfortable enough. Otherwise, we would just do a general phone interview and ask more detailed interview questions in regards to the specifics of the job. We do also go over that work history that they have listed on the application. So they'll want to be prepared to answer any questions in regards to reasons why they left former employers, and things of that nature.
Also, too, what's the average length from like somebody submitting an application to potentially getting an interview?
So that will vary. I would say on the low end, maybe 4 to 5 days before they may get a call. On the longer time frame, I would say it could be up to 2 weeks. The reason being, as I mentioned, we only post every Monday and Thursday. So if we submit a new opening on Monday, and by that Thursday we haven't collected enough qualified applicants, then we let it run another course till the following Monday, review again, and see what the applicant pool looks like at that point. We won't keep it up for typically more than 2 weeks unless we're just not getting any applicants. So if you do see something that's continuously posted, it doesn't always necessarily mean that we haven't received enough applicants. There could be multiple positions that are open as well. So if you did submit the application and you didn't get a call, still call and follow up, because the potential of additional positions, opening up either right behind it or at the same time, and they're just not seeing those multiple positions posted. A lot of the times we'll still take the call and let them know, hey, you were selected previously, you just weren't the most qualified. So we only hired the most qualified this time around, even though you were, a contender at the time, we just went with the most qualified person. So we would just have them reapply to that new requisition that's posted, and then we would take it from there.
And then to follow up with that one, what's the time frame from interview to potential start date?
So that's going pretty quickly these days. We actually try to expedite our process. So what we do, instead of checking references twice, HR was contacting former employments, and then also the tribal gaming was doing it. So we've eliminated HR contacting and now only letting the tribal gaming office do that portion. So if you were to interview on a Monday, and we got your information over to tribal gaming and they were able to check those references right away, I would say it can be anywhere between 3 to 4 business days before you get a call for that background check appointment. We tend to have our start dates every Monday. So if you were processed through the background check that week, midweek, or the end of the week, you typically wouldn't start until that following Monday.
And are you finding delays in the background check due to COVID, or are they still running relatively smoothly?
They've still been running pretty smoothly. I always tell people you want to make sure that you're prepared for that appointment. Most of the time, the holdups that we do see tend to be with documents, IDs, social securities. Names aren't matching, or they didn't bring original documents, or there was something on the criminal history background and they didn't provide those additional documents, supporting documentation. So that sometimes is a holdup in that process.
Okay. I think that's all I really have today. I really appreciate you giving the presentation for all those job seekers that are interested. I think it's good information to understand the process and what is offered by Cache Creek as well, and going forward.
Yeah. So the only other thing I wanted to give information on, which I didn't during the presentation, but I think it might be important for some individuals that are considering the housekeeping positions that have that sign-on bonus attached to it. That is a union position. So with that being said, our union employees actually pay less than our non-union employees for their medical benefits. So the medical, dental, vision, and prescription that I mentioned that kick in after after 30 days. Once that kicks in, you're considered covered. So immediately after 30 days of work, you're considered covered. But the benefit cost for those benefits, if you're only covering yourself, and I don't want to go into the complete breakdown of, if you add a spouse or if you add family. I just want to kind of give you an idea. So a non-union employee, just to have themselves covered under those benefits that I mentioned, are paying roughly around $20 a week out of their weekly paycheck. But for a union employee, which the housekeeping position is union, they pay just under $10 a week for all of that coverage. So some people may look at the pay rate and think, oh, that's really not, what I was hoping for. But I would say that $14.28 an hour is what you would start. But take into account definitely the cost of your benefits, because there's a lot of other companies out there that would charge double that. In addition to that, because it is a union position, at 6 months, you get an automatic increase, and that goes up to $15.12 an hour after 6 months. And then once you reach your year, you'll be at $16.80 an hour. So $16.80 an hour plus those benefits at only $9 and some change out of your weekly paycheck is pretty good.
Brings me up another quick question. I know that the federal or the gaming and the casino goes by more federal regulations than state regulations.
Right.
And that can lead to some odd discrepancies in wages that people might not understand as to why.
Yes, definitely. I've definitely received calls from people saying, why are their wages listed on your website? For instance, our dealers are making $9.25 an hour. That's under the state minimum wage. And definitely they need to take into consideration the fact that we are on sovereign land, and we do go or abide by federal law. So the wages are different for us. But you also want to consider that some of the wages that are lower are usually tipped positions as well, and those tips make up for a lot of the income.
Okay. I don't think, again, I'm not getting additional questions for you, but again, I do appreciate all the information, and hopefully our viewers will be able to utilize this information for getting on with Cache Creek here in the very near future.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, thanks for having me again.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And we look forward to doing this again with you here in the near future as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Lupita. You have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.